Hello. Hello. Hi there. Uh, sorry I'm late. Quite late, actually. I didn't anticipate it. But life happens, sadly. Um, but hi. I hope we all are doing well. I hope everyone is doing alright today. Um, excuse me. I'm a mess today. Don't mind the mess. Please, actually. I would, appreciate if you didn't mind the mess. I'm trying my best, but yes, hello, it's good to see you. But yes, of course, before we start our, stream for the day, I, of course, have the announcements to make, to talk about, of course. And, as always, we will start with what all else is listed, and then we will make our way back up to news about Palestine. So, with that, let us begin. Sudan is currently in a war between the Sudanese armed forces and the paramilitary rapid support forces. Sudanese children are being burned. There has been an instance wherein Sudanese children were burned, whether alive or dead. That is still disgusting and horrible. There has been a boycott called for Dubai/the United Arab Emirates. They don't have any gold mines. They are killing, raping, and terrorizing Sudanese people for their gold. And so don't buy any gold from them. Don't participate in any tourism. Just avoid them at all cost. And women in Sudan are also being forced to have sexual intercourse with soldiers in order to obtain food for their families. And this is, of course, sex slavery. Congo is in the midst of a silent genocide. Many are being worked to death as slaves in mines in order to mine for coltan, which is a valuable mineral that is used in electronics such as phones and computers. They are the #1 producer of this mineral. Millions are killed, women are being sexually assaulted, and men and children are forced to work in inhumane conditions, with over 6 million people killed and counting. The number is ever growing in Congo as people are continually being killed or self-immolating, as I've seen in some instances, because of this genocide. The Yemeni people were bombed on the 23rd of July and are also facing a horrendous famine, as they have been for years now. And also, Haiti is experiencing gang violence. So if you would like to support Sudan, Congo, Yemen, and Haiti, I have links down below to support them at this time, including a fundraiser that was started by Twitter users Sitcomabed, Sitcomabed, that is for Sudan and Palestine via their Ko-fi. I also have a link to Posterity International that are currently trying to raise $70,000 to provide hygiene kits for displaced people in the Kanya-Richinya camp in Congo. The goal is to provide at least 10,000 hygiene kits, and these kits will contain essential items such as soap, toothpaste, and sanitary products. I also have a link to a campaign that was started by TikTok user atute_insp, ATUTE_INSP, along with her team Mutual Aim, and they are trying to collect money for Congo, Sudan, and Tigray. The donations will be divided between the 3 causes, so if you would like to donate but don't have the funds to donate to multiple campaigns, this is a great way to help support Congo, Sudan, and Tigray and the people that reside within them. Of course, I must also bring up again Venezuela. A lot is occurring, and it is an ever ongoing situation. So the short and short of it is that there was an election that was being held in Venezuela, and the vote was rigged in favor of the current person who quote-unquote won, Nicolas Maduro, who is a dictator, a genocidal dictator. 46 people were killed 24 hours after the election, and multiple people are being kidnapped for vocalizing their disdain for this election and are being taken to a torture center called Helicoide, which is the largest torture center in Latin America. A lot is going on for the Venezuelan people, and I have also heard that they are currently not allowed to access Twitter unless through VPNs. So keep looking into the situation. I still don't have any links to fully support the Venezuelan people, but I know for a fact that there are individual campaigns out there for Venezuelan artists who are trying to get enough money to support themselves through this time. So if you see any of those lurking around on the internet, I highly encourage you to donate to them as well, because this is a terrible situation that the Venezuelan people are going through, and I suggest you just keep looking into it. Of course, keep your eyes on Venezuela. South Asian Heritage Month is here. It started late July, and I completely, utterly blanked on that, so that was my bad, my apologies. So, but for, as far as I know, up until like the midpoint of August, we are going to be celebrating South Asian Heritage Month. So happy South Asian Heritage Month to those who fall under the South Asian umbrella, which is quite a number of ethnicities, and many of which are also Middle Eastern. I highly suggest you do your research into that and support local South Asian run businesses, not just for this month, but the, rest of your life. Preferably. I also have some links down below to support South Asian people that I have bumped up for this month. The newest thing that I have put on here is the race riots that were taking place in England. So I have an article that I found off of Al Jazeera that is written by Virginia Petromarchi that's talking about the situation. I think I forgot to link it, but so this article goes on to explain that there are a lot of protests, quote unquote, going on in England. It states that there was violence that started in the wake of the murder of 3 young girls in Southport in the town of Liverpool, as false rumors spread on social media that the perpetrator, was a Muslim asylum seeker. And so in retaliation of that, hundreds of people flooded out on the streets all throughout of England to riot, cause all sorts of violence and hate, and people were murdered, a lot of which were Muslim. I believe a synagogue or a mosque was defaced. But in retaliation of this, hundreds of thousands of people have come out onto the streets in places like Liverpool to protest these horrendous acts of racism. So that's a wonderful thing to hear, that there is a rebuff to all of this racism, but of course, we don't tolerate racism whatsoever here. I've stated it multiple times, but it is good to see the people of England coming out and saying, hey, this is unacceptable. You shouldn't be doing this to people who are Muslim, no matter, you shouldn't be doing this to people who are non-white at all. Like, talking about immigrants stealing your jobs, that's racist, and all sorts of stuff. So it's good to see that, and I will keep looking into this, as always. And I will try my best to get some links together, because I believe some businesses that were run by immigrants or non-white people were also vandalized or burnt to the ground as a result of this. So I'll try my best to find some links to put into the important links for the month of August, if I am able to. If not, then I suggest you go and look for yourselves, look for the articles that are talking about this, and just keep yourselves informed. SAG-AFTRA is going on strike. They are striking for video game voiceover artists. It states on the SAG-AFTRA website that SAG-AFTRA members who perform in video games are going on strike against all video game companies signed to the Interactive Media Agreement effective 12:01 a.m. on Friday, July 26th. The vote to strike comes after more than a year and a half of negotiations without a deal. Although agreements have been reached on many issues important to SAG-AFTRA members, the employers refused to plainly affirm in clear enforceable language that they will protect all performers covered by this contract in their AI language, and thus so they are striking to protect voice actors so that their voices aren't used to create AI voices instead of actually hiring people to do voice acting work. My apologies. So, there are a list of companies that are specifically being struck against, with some exceptions, so I need to find the article specifically that lists all the companies. I know Disney Interactive Media, I believe, is one of them, but just keep yourselves informed on what companies are being struck against, and in solidarity with the people who are striking, with SAG-AFTRA who are striking, do not play any games that are being published or manufactured by these companies. The Oaxaca fires in Mexico were incredibly devastating to its indigenous populace. Many have died and many homes were burnt, and the government has done nothing to support its people. So if you would like to support the indigenous population of Oaxaca, Mexico, there are links down below. In the important links for the month of August. My apologies, I'm stumbling over my words. The Rio Grande do Sul floods in Brazil were incredibly devastating and have displaced over 200,000 people, with at least 100 dead at the time that I was looking into this initially, but the number could have gone up since then. And so, if you would like to support the people of Rio Grande do Sul, there are links down below as well, and as well as articles that are discussing the situation. But be warned, there are a few that are in Portuguese, which is the language that is spoken in Brazil. So if you don't mind translating it or finding an article in English, do as you wish. All indigenous tribes have been stripped of their clean water rights. There is a New York Times article linked down below from when this happened to the Navajo, as well as links to support indigenous people at this time, as well as onward forever. The wildfires that tore through Maui were incredibly devastating. They devastated a very historic town, as well as many people were caught in these fires and killed, of course. But the population have since started to rebuild, but it's not going to be an easy process, of course. So if you would like to support the indigenous population of Maui, there are links down below. And last one before we get on to talking about Palestine. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of businesses discriminating against the LGBT, and there are links down below to support LGBT people at this time. Alright, let's talk about Palestine, shall we? Let's see. I think the biggest one we can talk about today is one that happened just today or just the other day, wherein more than 100 people have been killed and dozens were wounded in an Israeli attack on a Gaza City school housing that was full of displaced Palestinians. Excuse me, it was housing displaced Palestinians. The Gaza Civil Defense said that people were performing dawn prayers at the Al-Tabin compound in Al-Darah, the Al-Darah neighborhood in the eastern part of Gaza City, where it was hit overnight into Saturday. Israel confirmed it had carried out the strike, saying that Hamas was operating there. And the U.S. is to give Israel over $3.5 billion to spend on weapons and military equipment as fears grow that the war will expand into a regional conflict after the assassinations of a Hamas leader in Tehran and a Hezbollah leader, commander in Beirut. So that just came immediately after was the weapons shipment. You know, as is per usual with the U.S. government, of course. But some good news I also want to share, because, of course, I've been sharing a lot of horrible, devastating news, as is so with over nearly 50,000 Palestinians dead at this point. A trend has emerged on TikTok of Palestinians in Gaza returning and repairing their damaged and destroyed homes to demonstrate their resilience despite the genocide. One TikTok caption read, "We will not go," and it showed a young man fixing up the home that was previously his. Of course, there's also been the gang rape. How do I talk about this one? Because this one is very, very rough. There is video footage alongside systematic evidence that Israeli soldiers have gang raped Palestinian captives, and it's being hardly reported on in Western media, if not at all. According to RedStreamNet on Twitter, an Israeli soldier who raped a Palestinian prisoner alongside other soldiers appeared on Israeli Channel 14 to defend his unit. The incident sparked outrage as it was filmed on CCTV cameras and spread to the media. It happened in Sirei Temon Detention Center, the Sirei Temon Detention Center, where several reports have revealed the brutal condition and systematic torture, including rape, electric shocks, and starvation against Palestinian prisoners. And this has sparked an outrage in Israel, mainly for initiating an investigation and questioning the soldiers, but not for the rape itself. Israelis, including politicians and reserve soldiers, have even taken a step ahead in storming a military base to protest the investigation and release the soldiers, simply protesting the soldiers' rights of raping prisoners. So they're essentially saying, yeah, they should have a right to do that, which is incredibly disgusting. Israel's military has warned Palestinians living in parts of southern Gaza to evacuate, as it has stepped up its operations in Khan Yunis. The evacuation order comes less than 24 hours after Israel's latest bombing in Gaza City, which killed more than 100 Palestinians sheltering inside a school. That just happened. Also, I believe on 2 days ago, the U.S., Qatar, and Egypt called for an immediate ceasefire. What took you so long? You're several months late at this point. Goddamn. And lastly, before I end our announcements for the day, Israel delivered a truck full of bodies for mass burial without any reason given. They are reportedly returning the bodies of 80 Palestinians who were killed in Gaza after taking them from morgues and graves to check that there were no hostages among them, according to sources in the Gaza Health Ministry. Just disgusting behavior from Israel overall. They keep dropping ceasefire deals because they don't want to stop the genocide of the Palestinian people. I have links below to support the Palestinian people, of course. An entire list of vetted GoFundMes by Palestinians who have been in contact with them and can verify these are real, legitimate GoFundMes of people who are trying to get out of Gaza and trying to get somewhere safe. So, please look through the lists that I have provided through, like, Project Olive Branch or that one specific one that I mentioned. To donate to a GoFundMe to help support someone trying to get out with their family, to get them help, some mostly like health assistance because they are deteriorating, because there's famine and all sorts of health issues are arising, like with polio virus coming up in the conditions that are currently occurring in Gaza. And of course still talk about Palestine as well, and the genocide that is ongoing still, all these months later. 50,000 almost dead Palestinians. But just keep talking about it, keep donating, do what you are able to do to support the Palestinian people. And of course, you know, places like Venezuela, Sudan, Congo, Yemen, Haiti, Tigray, all places that are currently going through a silent or public genocide. But I believe that is all of the announcements that I have to make for today. I will put the music on. Thank you very much for listening to the announcements, as always, and I am going to switch the screen. Where am I? Where did I go? Oh, there I am. Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you, as always, for listening when I do the announcements. I think that's the smoothest I have ever done the announcements. Probably ever. Honestly, I'm not gonna give myself a pat on the back for that one, because, like, I should just be doing them that smoothly, but in any instance, thank you still so much for listening. I appreciate it, as always. I love, I shouldn't say I love talking about these horrible things, but I just want to talk about these things, of course. They are very, very, very important. And, yeah. Oh, yeah, our teacher course is so back. I am so back. Hello. I have my little painter's smock on for the explicit purpose of what we're doing today, but in terms of, like, updates to my personal life, what is there to say? Well, first of all, let me throw my freaking charger away, because I was charging my phone up. There we go. Well, not a lot's been going on. Honestly, last week feels a million miles away to me. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like last week was last week. I feel like it's been a year. I don't know why. This week dragged out so much. But, so much has happened. Sad news, I think I didn't get the job that I applied for. They've ghosted me completely. I sent them an email ages ago. I think I told you guys that last week. I sent them an email. Nobody's responded. I called them on, like, 3 different occasions. 2 times with the numbers that I was provided. One, like, the main office, and another one that they used to contact me explicitly about the interview. And then the 3rd time was just to call back again to leave a message in the hopes that they'll see it and maybe give me an update on something. But at this point, I've given up hope on getting that job in specific. So, I'm back on the job hunt. I'm not happy about it, of course. I would have loved to have gotten that job in specific, but honestly, I'm not too torn up about it. Heck, that sucks, I'm sorry. I've had to tell this to, like, 2 different people now, and my dad wants to hold out hope that I'm gonna get the job, and which is like, yeah, I get it, but I kind of have to look at it through a realistic lens. But I've told this to, like, 2 different people now, and they're like, what the fuck? Why did they ghost you? That's weird. And I'm like, you know what? I know this specific place So I kind of expected it, honestly, given their track record and the people who work there. Oh yeah, I kind of expected it. Mad unprofessional of them to just ghost you, to be honest. Yeah. They should have at least courtesy given me an email and said, hey, thank you for your interview and your time, but we are not, we don't think you're the best fit for this job position. Best of luck to you. Like, something along those lines. It's just rude of them to just not say anything to me. Honestly, it makes me upset. But I've kind of given it, I have made peace with it. I'm still mad, though, that the other place that I applied for within the same district has not even looked and tried to respond to me at all. But I digress. I'm still on the job hunt. I've had meetings with some counselors, some alumni counselors, to try to help me find some avenues to look through to get jobs that I'm qualified for with my degree. I've been spending an hour or two every single day, early in the mornings, like a few hours after I wake up, just looking through job openings to see if I can find anything. And I found like one job that I think I could do. I just don't have my car, so that's the sad part about it, but it's perfect otherwise. In any case, I'm on the job hunt again, and I probably will be at it. Excuse me, I'll be at it for a while, so... Like, it would be so easy for them to just send you an email. Exactly! That's what I was thinking. It doesn't take that fucking long. Like, my dad was thinking I just caught them at a time when they're not in the office. Or, you know, like, they're busy or whatever. It's just like, yeah, I get it. I understand that sentiment. They were understaffed, I believe, when I went in for my interview. They had, like, 2 people there to interview me. And normally they would have a whole group of people actually there to interview me. But... I don't know. I've made peace with it. I'm not actually mad, like, at all. It's kind of funny, if anything. I'm like, damn, you didn't like me that much, you just decided I wasn't even worth the effort. Okay, I see how it is. Anyway. As you can probably tell, I'm doing a little bit better. I had my moment on Friday, the other day. I thought I was gonna have a breakdown again, but I didn't. I was just in my head. I've been in my head for the past couple of days, which is why I need to say this again. I'm so sorry about Saturday last week. It was not the greatest stream. It was bad. Last stream was horrible, and I think what happened, because it wasn't anything to do with anything in my personal life, why I was feeling so distressed and why I had an immediate breakdown afterwards. I did. I had a breakdown. I cried and listened to a Beatles song. My life. I'm breaking down listening to fucking Yesterday. It was nothing to do with anything in my personal life, I promise. It was just like, I got overwhelmed. I think I got overwhelmed by the admission that I was on a burgeoning Beatles hyperfixation, and I just was so embarrassed about it, and I'm like, ugh, I'm so cringe. I still feel a bit cringy about it, but I've since gotten over that hump of like, ugh, I shouldn't even be talking about this, and now I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna talk to you guys about the Beatles, and you're gonna listen to me because it's my stream, and I will do whatever I want. You're gonna hear me talk about the Beatles the whole fucking time. Maybe some other stuff too. I promise I'm okay. It's okay. I'm alright. I'm fine. I promise. It's alright. I mean, I didn't think it was bad, if it's any consolation. Are you still in Beatles or hell? You know it. Oh, you know it. I am still in Beatles lore hell. I need to get the image of what I look like right now. Oh god, I always forget. Hang on. I always forget the name of the guy. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Hang on. Hold on. I'll get it. I need to get exactly the picture that I am currently... Why is there so many just terrible versions of this fucking meme. What the fuck? It's been deep fried so badly. I need a good version of it. Somebody please just give it to me, or I just have to get the stretched version of it, I guess. Hang on. You guys probably, WebMP, my beloved. Fuck you, WebMP. Oh my god. It's the Pepe Silva meme, by the way. You guys probably already knew what I was looking for, but I'm determined to get a good image of it. Actually, that one's pretty funny. Wait, hang on. Oh, thank god, it's not a WebMP. Hang on. Hang on. Hold. Yeah, there we go. This isn't the meme exactly, but this is how I feel right now. This is how I feel. The Beatles are literally the most famous band of all time. Nothing wrong or cringe at all liking them, Lamau. Have you made it further along the timeline? I can't wait for you to get all the albums that are my favorites, lol. Oh my god, here's the thing. I'm going in the complete opposite direction of where I should be going, which is I should be exploring the music, obviously, because that's the most influential thing that they're known for, is their music. But instead, I'm going the opposite way of, I'm listening to there is no Carol in HR. I've never watched It's Always Sunny, but I just love this picture so much. It's my favorite fucking thing ever. I'm going the complete opposite way, by the way. I'm listening to their music, yes, but I'm not going the way that I took with Ghost when I initially started getting into their music, which was I listened to all of their albums in like one fell swoop. I've had a bad morning today. Spider is in my bedroom. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I went the complete opposite way. I'm listening to their music, but I'm listening to whatever songs I want to listen to. Out of order, because I don't care. But what instead has happened is I've stumbled into their interviews and the video footage they have put out there. I haven't even still touched the movies. Hello, I hate my life. Good to see you. I haven't touched their movies. I went somewhere else. And I ended up just watching so many interviews. And reading articles and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are they? Are they okay? Half of them I'm always like, are they okay? And then the other half I'm like, oh, they were fucking high. Out of their fucking balls. I've also started watching the cartoon. I'll talk about all of this later. Actually, in a minute. Because guess what we're doing today, guys? Sorry, I just went on a tangent. But we'll get to the rest of that tangent in a second. Because guess what we're doing today, folks? God, I'm energetic. I don't know why. I was so anxious before stream and suddenly I'm not. What happened? I don't know. Something has energized me. They were very silly little guys. They were so silly. Let me tell you about it in a minute. What? Okay, hang on. I gotta move my lesbians real quick. The lesbians that sit on my computer tower. So as I plug in my tablet. Because today I'm doodling because I'm bored and I just want to talk and I don't feel like playing a video game. Last time was unsuccessful. You saw the outcome of that one. So instead, we're drawing. Don't judge me if my doodles don't turn out A tier like they're supposed to. I have an audience. I don't like drawing in front of people. You saw that when we did the Bob Ross stream. You're gonna see it again. Windows noise. Windows noise. There we go. I'm not taking any chances. My tablet is a wireless one, but I know for a fact the battery's gonna get low because I've used it so much. But anyway. God, I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. I suddenly just got energized, and I can't tell you why. Before stream, I was so demure, and I was just like, oh. I literally didn't prepare anything for stream either. I don't even have the screen ready to go. God in heaven, help me. Okay, hang on. We're gonna have to do a thing. Okay, hang on. Pop out chat. Also, my girlfriend probably won't be here today, guys, because she had an interview the other day, which, yeehaw, happy for her. She had an interview the other day. I don't blame her if she's tired and she doesn't want to come over. I sent her the link to the stream, as I always do, but I'm not gonna pester her. And you shouldn't either! Don't pester my girlfriend. Leave her alone. What's this? Do I have your consent to curate a Beatles banger playlist for you? I have very strong opinions about their music and also like to info dump about it. Yes, you absolutely do have permission to do that. Considering, I feel so bad because we talked the one time and we didn't talk again. It was right, it was the same night of my breakdown. So that's why conversation was so stilted and all over the place. But, I'm so sorry about that, Leah, by the way. But you are free. I am terrible at starting conversations, so you are always free to DM me whenever about anything. Especially right now with the Beatles. You are so free to do that whenever you want. I'm terrible at starting conversations, so you are always free to just DM me and get like, hey, look at this. You can send me memes and shit, too. I don't care. I don't bite. So, feel free to do that. I don't mind. Okay, I'm gonna make the canvas. Oh shit, that's too big. I made the canvas a little too big. Whoops, oh, whatever. Okay. I'm doing this behind the scenes, so don't worry. You will get to see it. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. That's the bob window. I don't wanna change the bob window. Okay. That's this one. Sweet. Uh-oh, that's a bit big. I can see it in the preview. Okay, and yeah, we did it. Okay, so I'm using Clip Studio Paint, by the way, before anybody asks what art program I use Clip Studio Paint. I used to use Paint Tool Sci for years and years and years and years, but I eventually switched to using Clip Studio Paint when it went on sale for like 25 bucks, and I was like, hell the fuck yeah. It goes on sale all the time, by the way. If you want to get it, there's usually a sale going on at some point. Get it. It's a very good art program. I love it very much. So anyway, let me do a few things here. You find my autism was on full force that evening, Lamau, so I wasn't at my most sociable. That's okay. I was having a horrible time mentally, so I shouldn't have DM'd you, but I did anyway, because I felt bad. I said I was going to, and I did. So, anyway. Okay, is everything set? Is everything ready to go? Are we good? Okay. So, I'm gonna do a lot of doodles. Don't expect anything super professional out of me because, listen, is anything professional with me? No, probably not. Actually, I'm gonna test something. Can you guys, you can't see the other window when I open it up. Let's fucking go. Epic. Okay. I guess I could show you a couple of examples of art now that I've got this open so I can show you guys it. I'll show you a couple of examples of things that I've done in the meantime that you haven't seen. Because why not? I haven't drawn a whole bunch. What's something I can show you guys? Can I show, ooh, should I show you guys my OCs? Decisions. I love to show my, I guess I could show, no, not that one. I was gonna say, I can show you this one. Nope, I can't. Not even just because it's like TOS or anything, it's just because I'm uncomfortable that I drew that. Ooh, should I show this one? You know what, I'll show it, why not? So this is some concept art I did for my OCs for this like horror project that I was doing that was like somewhat inspired by like Twin Peaks and Silent Hill. This character is named Mason and he dies and gets brought back to life and he comes back wrong. It's literally the dies but comes back wrong trope. I drew him with like top surgery scars. This is, I can't even remember her name. She's trans though. Also, I love this little doodle I did of Mason that said, fuck everyone in this town. Me too. This was his boyfriend. who killed himself, and so he, like, inhabits his form to, like, fuck with people. And then there's also this one that says, "You never listened." And then there's this guy, I can't remember his name either. I'm terrible at remembering my own OC's names. I'm so terrible. But he was interested in Mason when they were younger, before he died. Because this takes place when they were, like, teenagers, probably like 16, 17 years old. And then, like, comes back when they're close to 30. Fuck everyone in this town. He's like me for real. I love Mason. He's my favorite little blorbo. Speaking of Mason, actually, I could show you. I think her name was Haley. That's right, but she calls herself Hale for short because she's a little emo. I didn't show you this one too. This one's probably one of my favorites that I did of Mason. Here he is haunting Haley, who has blood on her hands. I won't explain why in the event that I ever show, if I put out this story that I have brewing with them. But I like the my favorite thing that I did was the skin melting. By the way, I'm so sorry I didn't prep anybody for this to be showing my horror art, but oops. Minor trigger warning for body horror and blood and stuff. I'm so sorry, I just kind of launched into it, I forgot. I'm sorry. But yeah, this one's probably one of my favorites that I've done. A lot of these are just doodles that are kicking around in my folder that I just keep to myself or I show my girlfriend. What's another one? Ooh, I can't show you those ones. Where am I at? Ooh, wait. He should get that checked out. He should. Okay, I'll show you guys one more and then we'll get on to actually doodling. I'll show you these guys. These guys are my favorites. I call these guys the trans coven because these guys are my OCs for a trans witch story that I want to do so desperately. That's a duology that I have planned in my head. All of them, I think, except for like one that's pictured here, are trans or like gender non-conforming and non-binary. Because like this is Ethan, who's up there in the front. He's the only cis. Then this is Bertie. Bertie, not Birdie. My girlfriend keeps thinking I say Bertie, but no, it's Bertie. They're non-binary. Back here's Jabari. She's trans. I love her. I love her so bad. She's my favorite that I ever did. It's a tie in terms of favorite characters is Ethan and Jabari. I love them both so much. Over here, I keep forgetting what I named this guy. He's trans, I know that much. But he's like pre-op, I think. He wears a binder. He doesn't have top surgery yet or bottom surgery. But I love him. I made him a kind of self-insert. Kind of. But like me when I was 14, 15, identifying as a trans guy. I used to draw myself like this all the time. Before I draw myself as I am now, obviously. Over here, this one beside Ethan is Bellamy, and they are also non-binary. They're Arroways too, I love them very much as well. They're like a fashion icon in my eyes. I see them as one of those people that do cosplay all the time. So, I love them very much. They're also a drag queen, too. In my heart of hearts, they're a drag queen. Over here is Hui, right behind Bellamy. They're also non-binary. There's so many non-binary characters, because I hate the underrepresentation of non-binary people. So Hui's also non-binary. They're a non-binary lesbian, and also they're Vietnamese. I believe Jabari is a lesbian as well. Those two, Jabari and Hui, kind of have like a friends to lovers thing going on, and I love them very much. Hui normally has long hair, but I was testing out short hair for them to give them like a more butch appearance. So, I mean, I like it, but I might just like do it over differently. It doesn't look the greatest in my opinion. And then back here is Grayson. Grayson's also trans. He's post-op. He has top surgery, but he doesn't have bottom surgery. But he's I love him too. He's the most, like, in terms of characters that are the most underdeveloped, I guess. It would have to be this one that I always keep forgetting the name of, and Grayson. Those two are the most underdeveloped. I've given Grayson significantly more development since I first drew him, but, like, still not a lot. I need to treasure my OCs more, but I don't, because I suck. I love them, I do. They're my beloveds. Also, this is POV. You hurt Jabari's feelings, and we're gonna come kick your ass. Love them. Love them so much. I love them so, so much. Anyway, that's enough of my little OCs. I love to show them off occasionally. Excuse me. But yeah, that's a little gist of things that I draw in my free time. Those ones that I showed you are months old at this point. They're probably close to... Some of them are from October of last year, and some of them are from, like, January, February. I'm not a frequent drawer as I used to be. I'm out of the game. The only times I really draw anymore are for the thumbnails, and they're usually done the day before stream. I love the trans coven. Thank you! Oh. Anytime someone... Oh, wait a minute. No! My tablet! Consarn it. No! I hate when it does this. Hang on. If you don't know what's happened, this isn't supposed to happen, by the way. It's not supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be smoother. What is going on with my tablet? Hang on a minute. If I have to restart my computer, I'm going to cry. We literally just started stream. Hang on. I'll try to fix it. Hold on. Wacom tablet, please. I want to look like Bellamy, but I currently look exactly like Ethan. I must fix this vibe immediately. Okay, hang on. I have to restart the driver. Honestly, like, look. Ethan kind of's got the, like, non-binary esqueness to him for a cis guy. But, I get what you mean. Everyone wants to look like Bellamy. Why is it still doing this? Come on, no. I might have to restart my computer, which is... suck ass. I don't want to. Boo. Hang on. Device manager. I don't want to register my device. Restart the driver. I'll do that again. Because why not? There we go. Okay, did I do anything? No, it still didn't. Ugh. It's supposed to look fluid. Hang on, maybe if I close out of the program and try again. I don't want to have to restart my computer because that would be such a pain in the fucking ass, and I don't want to do that. I just want to doodle. I want to doodle, you know? I just want to doodle. Okay, we'll try this again. Maybe it was just... Okay, it was just I needed to restart the fucking program. We're fine. Everything is fine. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're fine? Alright, let's go. Let's doodle. Okay. Actually, you know what I'll do? Hang on. So, actually, I really want to talk about the Beatles. Of course, I want to talk about the Beatles because hyperfixation go brr. But I want to talk about specifically the biopics that I watched, because I watched 4 of them. All of them centered on John Lennon, because those are the only 4 that I recognized. So, oh, this is gonna be fun. I'll talk to you about them in order that I watched them. So here's a fun thing I'm gonna do real quick. I saved all the movie posters to show them to you as I'm talking. So this will be fun. I'll have it in the corner. So here we go. So the first one I want to talk about was one that I was recommended quite a number of times. Just in general. And that was Nowhere Boy. Oh Jesus, this poster is huge. Fuck. Why is this poster so big? Goddamn. Anyway, I'll stick it. I have actual opinions. We'll see. I don't mean that to be like, oh, we'll see. I watched Nowhere Boy. I hated it. It was terrible. It made me so incredibly uncomfortable. I'm gonna warm up by drawing myself. Oh. Wonderful. No, please. No! I am... Hello, welcome back. We have a 30-second delay. I'm killing everyone in this room and then myself. I'm changing the spoiler discussion to say we have a delay. I hate my internet. Ugh. Sorry, everybody. We're fine. I'm blaming this cursed fucking biopic for it. And also the internet just shitting out randomly. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I decided to do that. Anyway, I'm warming up by drawing myself. That's the last thing I think I said before I found out that I got disconnected. You know what? I'll draw myself with, like, biblically accurate. We're so back. We are so back. I hope so, or I'll be sad if we lose it again. Actually, my biblically accurate eyes look weird. I'm gonna just draw myself again. Anyway, I'm distracted. Nowhere Boy sucked. I don't care about spoiling these at all. So, it was uncomfortable watching this movie. Delay jump scare. Sorry. Yeah, this movie made me so uncomfortable. Here's the thing, right? I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Watching this movie, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. All I knew, based on things that I heard, as well as what I think moderator Leah told me, because she also told me about watching this movie, was that it was like an early account of the Beatles in, like, Liverpool when they were first starting up as, like, the Quarrymen. I was like, okay, yeah, that'd be interesting. I remember liking Nowhere Boy, but I haven't watched it in several years, so perhaps my perspective will change upon a rewatch. Oh, but oh my gosh. This movie made me so uncomfortable. It just was... First of all, I have to address the elephant in the room in that this movie is directed by Sam Taylor Johnson, who groomed her husband because she got with, I think he was like 16, 17. And they were doing a movie that she was directing, and she groomed him, and they got married. And also, she's responsible for 50 Shades of Grey. So, like, this movie came out before 50 Shades of Grey. Obviously, this was like 2009. But, like, oh my fucking god. Fuck this director and fuck this movie. I hated it so fucking bad. I initially watched it, like, I gave it a 3-star, but then when I learned everything about the director and, like, it clicked into my head, I was like, actually, wait a minute, I'm giving this a 1. I'm gonna live mute everyone in this room. I'm gonna need some context. Sorry, I was mad about stream being, delayed. Sorry. I don't mean that. That's a joke. I did not know about the director. Oh dear. Oh god. Oh no. I know. Good news, everyone. My girlfriend is gonna be home soon. Yippee. That means she'll join the stream. But right? It was Sam. Hang on. I gotta put my letter boxed. It was Sam Taylor Johnson. Hang on. Let me double check. Yeah, Sam Taylor Johnson. She was responsible for 50 Shades of Grey. And this awful piece of shit. And also grooming her husband. So... I'm not laughing at the grooming, by the way. I'm laughing at the fact that this just the whole situation fucking sucks. I was so uncomfortable. You want to know why I was so uncomfortable watching this movie? It wasn't even because, like, John Lennon is the main focus of it. I couldn't be fucking bothered by that whatsoever, because I'm like, whatever, it's a biopic. I can, like, have a degree of separation, because it's not the real man, of course. I'm not watching a documentary, I'm watching a biopic, so obviously that's gonna be different. But the thing about it is this, it's recounting a lot of John Lennon's early life, pre-making the Beatles, so when he was just starting to make, like, the Quarrymen, like, and trying to get a record deal, like, trying to get famous, essentially. So it's, like, him, like, meeting, like, Paul McCartney and George Harrison and, like, all the people that were originally in it, like, Stu and everybody, but it also talks about his, like, home life and him living with his Aunt Mimi and, like, his awful mom, who was most certainly on drugs, I think, and also, like, was, like, just, I don't even know how to put it. But the way the director handled it, I want to bash my head into the fucking wall. Because there are some weird incestual, like, moments of implication in it. I cannot understand why. I couldn't even focus on the fact that the actor who played Newt in Maze Runner was playing Paul McCartney, and it threw me off so bad. I was like, what is Newt doing here, and why is he playing Paul McCartney? That was the whiplash I didn't expect, but the biggest whiplash I didn't expect was the weird incest undertones. It was so weird. It was like the mom was, like, flirting with him almost, and there was a sequence where his mom, like, lays back, like, in front of him on the couch, like, lays in front of him, and he, like, puts his arm around her waist, and then there's a moment where he's looking at the ocean, and then there's a sequence where it just flashes to him fingering a girl in the park, and then outright having sex with her. Oh my god, it was so bad. I had to pause the movie and, like, think. It was like, what am I getting myself into? Hang on, I gotta save this. Oh, this is the wrong folder. There we go. What is this? What is going on? What do you mean? What was that scene transition? Because that's not a normal transition. You did not transition from hanging out casually with your mom, if not being a little bit weird about it, to then fingering a girl in the park. Oh my god, I do remember the mom incest now that you mentioned it. Oh no, oh fuck, oh no, oh god. I'm so sorry, I'm ruining your memories of this movie, Leah. I'm so sorry. But it's the truth. God, I lost my fucking mind. I was like, what is this? I felt so uncomfortable. She treated John like a fucking husband sometimes, or like a boyfriend, and she was also weirdly flirting with Paul, too, and I felt so, and, like, John got jealous about it, and I was like, what? I can't do this. I wanted to quit so badly. You have no idea, but I soldiered through that fucking movie, because I am not a quitter. I have never quit a movie. Except for that time, the first time I watched Lake Mungo with my girlfriend, because that instance we were tired. We couldn't have soldiered through it otherwise, but, like, I am not a quitter. I don't quit movies. I watch them all the way through, no matter how bad they are, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to quit. I just want to hang out and watch it, and maybe it will surprise me. We've had that happen before. Like with Death on the Beach. My favorite So Bad It's Good movie. I still love to think about that one. So funny that I called the guy in it, in Death on the Beach, rip off Paul McCartney, and now I'm here, actually into the Beatles. Small world. Anyway, the movie was terrible. I gave it a 1. I bumped it from, like, I went from a 3 to a 2 to a 1 because of, like, the way I found out information about everything, because okay. I made a Tumblr side blog exclusively for Beatles content because, yes, I am in that deep. I went to Tumblr. Tumblr is my home, even though it sucks over there real bad. I hate it, but also I can't go anywhere else, and I've been there since I was 13. So, I made a little side blog for myself. I'm not telling you what it is. I'm not telling you guys what it is. I don't want you to know what I'm looking at on there, or reblogging, because that's my business, not yours. And plus, I don't really I don't want to share my social medias other than the ones that I've already provided for you guys, so. Anyway, one of the people that I've already made somewhat pretty okay mutuals with told me about the director, and I didn't immediately pick up what they were putting down, and I thought they were just exclusively talking about the 50 Shades of Grey shit, because I was like, oh god, not the director of 50 Shades of Grey. No wonder it was so weirdly incestuous, and also there was a random bit of sex in there. Explicit sex at that. And then I found out about the grooming shit, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yep, you know what, never mind. And so I bumped it down to a 1. Ugh. I can't do it. That movie is the worst fucking thing I have ever watched in my entire life. It is my least favorite movie of all time. It's officially up there with #horror. I don't hate movies easily. In a lot of them, I can find the good parts in the bad parts, so it's just easily just for me to be like, oh, just, yeah, this part of it sucked ass or whatever, but I liked this part of it. Like, it's so easy for me to do that, because I like to see the good in, like, most things, unless it's explicitly, like, a piece of garbage, you know, movie that's explicitly being propaganda for something else that's, you know, bigoted. But this movie I just did not like at all. The acting was okay. It felt very campy, which I'm not against campy acting. I have watched so many movies with campy acting in it that I'm fine with it. I'm numb to it at this point. But, like, the guy who played John Lennon was just a little too much sometimes, and I wasn't really feeling Mr. Newt playing Paul McCartney, so... Of all time. Yes! I only have one other movie that I hate, too, so it has the honor of, like, 2nd place. It's just my least favorite movie of all time. It's going up there in the books, folks. It's going up there. And I'm not ashamed to say that I hate it. Anyway, I'm done talking about it. There's not much more to talk about. I did like that they included In Spite of All the Danger, which is the only Quarryman song that I have listened to, and I quite liked it. It was, their singing's not good. It's certainly not, you know, in terms of, like, trying to be up there with the actual Beatles or whatever, but, like, it was serviceable. I also laughed a little too hard at the scene of John's mom getting hit by a car. I shouldn't have, because it was supposed to be emotional, but I laughed way too hard at it because it was just out of nowhere. Didn't even prep me for it. It was just out of nowhere, and he died. She died. My apologies. He died too, but you know what I mean. Anyway, sucked. I hated it. 0 out of 10. I would not recommend this movie at all. Anyway, where is the thing that I put? Where did it go? What is this? I'm gonna delete this because I don't know what this is. Ever seen Moonfall? That's my least favorite movie of all time. Moonfall. Is that the one? Hold on. I don't know what that one is, actually. I was gonna say, is that the one with Cher? That's Moonstruck. I need to see that, because I love Cher. Unless she's done anything terrible. As far as I'm aware, Cher hasn't done anything terrible. But if she has, I wasn't aware of it. But otherwise, I love Cher. You can't make me hate Cher, unless she actually is problematic. But... anyway, I lost the thing where this fucking image is. Where? Oh, okay, thank God. Alright, I found it. Alright. Early Beatles is kind of rough for me. LOL. That's totally fair. I mean, I like it. I think it's cute. I like In Spite of All the Danger. It's a very cute song, but it also makes me weirdly emotional. I think it's a cute. I need to listen to more of the Quarrymen, but yeah. Anyway, I say quarry weird. Don't mind me. I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so I say words weird. Anyway, this next one that I watched, I should have watched a lot of these in like sequential order of in like at the very beginning of their career, them in Hamburg, them in that one little interlude thing that I'll talk about in a minute, and then them in like 1976 or whatever. But look, I didn't know anything about any of these before going into them, so like I just like went with the flow. But this one, out of the 4 that I watched, is my most favorite. The one that I absolutely adore. And that's Two of Us. This one caught me by surprise because, first of all, it's a made-for-TV special that was made in like 2000, I believe. And it's like it's essentially like Beatles fan fiction about a day that happened supposedly in 1976 where Paul McCartney went over to visit John Lennon one day, and they hung out and they saw a Saturday Night Live special where the head of Saturday Night Live offered them, I think it's Lorne Michaels, offered them like $3,000 to do a Beatles reunion. That just didn't happen at all. And it's like Beatles fan fiction of like essentially a what could have been, what could have happened, and I love it. Leolore, the first song I ever learned on the keyboard by myself without an adult assigning it to me was Can't Buy Me Love by the Beatles, so deep, it's deeply rooted in my brain. That's so incredibly fair. I haven't actually listened to that one yet, even though I know it's like one of their breakout hits, but I haven't listened to it because I'm lame, and I've listened to everything else before I get there. Anyway, I'm trying to find a reference for my colors. There we go. This is the best reference that I use for myself for like my colors and stuff. So don't mind me as I color pick to get my colors. Because I'm lazy. I might do some shading because why not, but don't count on it. But in any case, I liked the two of us, excuse me. I want to call it the two of us so bad, but it's just two of us. Excuse me, sir. My dog is barking outside. Oh, he is being so rude. I don't know what my dog is doing. Sir? Oh, there's a delivery, no wonder. The fuck? Ah, shit. The lady saw me. Ah! Can this day get any worse? Sorry, hold on. Hang on, I gotta go. Hey, okay, hold on. Side mission, everybody. I gotta go get my dog real quick. Hang on. BRB. Okay, hi. I'm so sorry about that. Long story short, there was a delivery person at our door. She saw me and waved, and I had to go quick grab my dog because he was being a menace. He's hobbling around because he's got a bad shoulder, and I didn't want him to cause any more problems, so I'm tired. But the situation is taken care of, everybody. I can go back to talking about whatever I was talking about before. Sorry about that. My apologies. Anyway, what was I going on about? Right, the two of us. Sorry. Yeah, I watched Two of Us. I really liked it. It's like Beatles fan fiction from 2000 about... I think I already explained it, but like whatever. I'm repeating myself, don't mind me. It's like Beatles fan fiction about a time in 1976, I think it's like April 1976, where Paul McCartney went and visited John Lennon in his apartment, and it's like a what if. What happened? What would have gone on? Dogs are the best. Thank you. He's my little boy. He's 10 years old and he has arthritis. He's hobbling around because his shoulders are fucked up, but I love him very much. Anyway, I forgot there's a delay. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But yeah, it's an interesting movie. I really like the actors who played... What the heck? Oh, this is the eraser. I really like the actors who played Paul and John in this one, actually. Compared to the other three. I liked these two, Aidan Quinn and Jared Harris. These two did a pretty good job of being John and Paul. Honestly, in my humble opinion. From what I understand of their dynamic. They did a pretty good job. It was such a roller coaster watching this one, because it was like, one moment they're hanging out, just best buds, smoking weed on the couch, and then another minute they're fighting with each other, and then another minute again, Paul's at John's piano playing a little tune, and they're duetting with each other. And then another minute they're out in New York City with horrible disguises to pretending to be German people to avoid getting out of a charge of possessing marijuana, which is very funny if you know Paul McCartney and his history of weed. But honestly, I really thought it was I think this movie is not plot heavy in the slightest. This biopic is not plot heavy in the slightest. It is very much a character study of John and Paul and their dynamic with one another, especially at that time period where the band has been broken up for like 6 years at that point, and how they interact with each other after being such like asses to each other. Excuse me. I think a lot of people who play John just do a nasally voice and call it a day. Like, no, there are more to his mannerisms that you must try harder. Exactly. There's so much more to John than just, oh, hello, love. My name's John Lennon, and I come from Liverpool, and I like Elvis Presley, and I wear Buddy Holly glasses a lot. He's such a sarcastic piece of shit. Like, he also, look, I gotta give a disclaimer. I do not support John Lennon in the slightest. I don't. He's dead in the fucking grave, though, so honestly, there's not much I can do about that. But he's been dead in the grave for like 40 fucking years, but I do not support John Lennon. But in any case, when I say this, just understand that, alright? There's a lot of instances in where just John is funny. He can be funny. He has so many sarcastic quips. It catches you off guard. He has like such a dry sense of humor. All of the Beatles honestly have a dry sense of humor, but like he particularly was like, if you've ever saw like Hard Day's Night, like, I haven't seen it, but I saw a clip from it. It's like, how did you get to America? Or what do you, like, something about America, and it's like, Oh, I just turned left from Greenland. That's a surprisingly good John that you just did. I need a minute, wait, hang on. Did I accidentally do a good John Lennon? Oh, fuck me. No fucking shot. I did that. That wasn't even me trying. Oh, no. No. I got caught off guard by that. I'm so sorry. That was... Hey, anybody who's hiring for Beatles biopics in the future? I'm kidding. No, don't hire me to play John Lennon. Fuck off. That's too... No. I'm so sorry. That caught me so fucking off guard. Woof. Okay. Alright. Cool. Okay. Woo. Breathing a minute. We gotta take a minute to breathe. Okay. John is dead, and most of the people he heard are making bank off of his music, so I don't feel bad about listening to stuff. That's true. Like I said, he's been dead for like 40 years. He's been dead for 40 years. I don't care. I don't support him at all, but he's not hurting people anymore. That's what I mean. I obviously do care about what he's done. Obviously. Don't think I take the shit that he did lightly. Absolutely fucking not. Jesus. I just mean, like, he can't hurt people anymore. He's been dead. He died in the most brutal way you could possibly die. And, like, all the people that he ever hurt are thriving. So, like, well, his wife, Cynthia, his first wife, Cynthia, is dead. But, you know, like, you know what I mean. He can't hurt them anymore. They're moved on with their lives. So, like, fuck that guy still, but you know what I mean. I'm not explaining myself very well, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, I got so caught off guard by the fact that I accidentally did a good John Lennon. I fucking hate myself. Fuck. I've watched so many of their interviews. It's just natural at this point. I've been mimicking them. Unironically, I'm doing their accents because it's funny. And it comes so naturally at this point. Fuck. I hate myself. Anyway. Two of Us. I gotta finish talking about Two of Us. It's so good. I really like it. I've just spoiled myself. I think I gave it like a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Because I liked it that much. Because I just like character interactions. And I really liked how these actors took a hold of the characters and gave them the mannerisms that they would have. Because the guy who played John, I really did feel like he was playing John in that moment. That it was just John. He felt real, and it was great. And the guy, we do not have permission from the estates of any of these people to do this, but we're doing it anyway. It's very funny. I can't remember even specifics. I do remember the weed thing. The weed thing was very funny. Just Paul just casually having weed in his pocket and being like, hey, look what I got. Let's roll up a toke. Oh, the elevator scene. So they finish up hanging out at like a pizza place or whatever. That John, like, oh. I hate it here.